Hey guys, I hope you're all doing good. My name is Sarang. I'm one of the co-founders of SkillLync. First of all, thank you so much for taking this time and on a Sunday evening. Okay, looks like I'm getting a lot of echo. Just a second, guys. So guys, I think I kind of missed that. If you guys are able to hear me clearly, just give me a thumbs up on the chat. Kamalesh, Rampreet, Rohit, welcome guys. Awesome, great. Thank you all for the positive feedbacks. And again, sorry, I had my audio connection on, so I had a bit of echo there. And but all of that is sorted right now. So uh, really happy to see. I think we have around 55 users at this point, and more joining soon. So we'll just give them all like a minute or two to kind of join, so that we're all set. I have a detailed PPT of what we are going to be covering today, but for sure, but to just get the ball started rolling, right? This is primarily an introductory level presentation for students who are enrolled in the Mechanical Engineers Essentials program. Okay. Um, some of you might have heard of SkillLync. So, guys, if you have never heard of SkillLync, just let us know in the comment box. That would be interesting. If you have heard of SkillLync, just type in yes. If you have not heard of SkillLync, just type in no. That would be really useful for me. Um, And also, a thing that would be interesting to know is where you are from, which state you are. That will kind of help us appreciate the diversity of the students. That's one thing that we always see at Skilling. We train a lot of students, and it's very nice to see that students are all from various institutions. Okay, Avinash, good one. All right. Okay, so I think there are 2 to 3 students who have not heard of SkillLink, but I think rest of all are fairly familiar, which is nice to know. And great to see people from from various states. And I hope all of you guys are staying safe during COVID 19. Okay, 5-4. Let's just give it one more minute, guys, and then I can quickly switch over to the PPT that I have. Okay, Shah Karan, we want an institute in Gujarat. Thank you for the kind words. Hopefully in the future, but not right now. Ankit Raj did many workshops from SkillLink. That's great. We hope that you actually enjoyed the workshops. Hasan Akhtar, thank you so much. Thanks for the kind words. All right, guys. So we are at, we have just passed the 5-minute mark. So I think now would be a good point to kind of get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch to my PPT view. Let me know if you guys are able to see it. Okay, awesome, guys. So before we get started, I know that a lot of people have heard of SkillLync, but it never hurts to give out a general introduction, right? So SkillLync, as most of you know, it's an e-learning company. We are based out of Chennai. We are a Y Combinator backed company. So for those of you who do not know Y Combinator, you might have heard of companies like Razorpay, Airbnb, ClearTax. These are some leading companies, especially Razorpay and ClearTax are based out of India, right? So Y Combinator is kind of an angel investor. They also back us. It's very hard to get into YC, so it's almost like a validation point for us. I'm one of the co-founders, and Surya is the other co-founder. You might have seen him in some of the other YouTube videos. As far as what we do and what our mission statement is, it's fairly simple. We basically work really hard to provide current and futuristic industry-oriented courses, and as most of we started out with mechanical engineering courses. My background is mechanical engineering. I did my mechanical engineering from a not so popular college in India. It's called as AC Tech, Alagappa Chettiar College of Engineering and Technology, right here in southern India. It's actually in Karaikudi. It is a government engineering college. So one of the perks of studying in a government engineering college is really low tuition fees. So which was very good, and I had the opportunity to work with some really good professors. I wish all the professors were like that. And then post that, I went to the University of Wisconsin Madison to pursue my research at uh, at the Engine Research Center, primarily focusing on IC engine, CFD, and combustion. So I'm getting stuck up a lot because I'm reading the comment just to make sure that I don't miss anything. So apologize if I stuck up a lot. I'll try to reduce that. And then post my studies in Madison, I got employed at a company called Convergence Science. It was founded by some really great people who were essentially my seniors. They graduated from the same lab at UW, but a few years before I did. Right, so it was a great learning opportunity. I worked for around 6 years at Convergence Science, and at the same time, Surya, right? Surya basically worked for Cummins. He was more into product development and design, and my background has always been in the numerics point of view, physics-based simulations point of view, right? And then we kind of started out SkillLync, and we have been helping a lot of students so far, and we are slowly adding courses into other domains. Um, Started out with electrical engineering recently and civil engineering recently. Okay, so that being said, we are based out of Chennai, and we're close to 100 plus employees at this point. Uh, so now the Essentials Mechanical Engineering Essentials program is a very fundamental career pack. In fact, it's a very basic career pack that includes actually fairly simplified courses. I know that some of you here have mentioned that, thanks for giving this great course for free. But here, the true thing is the course is actually fairly basic. That's why it's called as Mechanical Engineering Essentials. But when I say basics, please don't undermine the usefulness of the course. The course is going to be amazingly useful. It doesn't matter if you are an undergraduate student, if you're still pursuing undergrad, doesn't matter if you've graduated, doesn't matter if you have just now started working, if you have never done programming, and if you have never been introduced to physics-based simulations. I think this course is going to be extremely helpful for you. Okay. All right. So, like I said, guys, feel free to keep on putting your questions in the chat box. I would definitely like to answer them. Right. Okay. So nothing worth answering, but Sam Rana. I mean, yeah. So I did take a course under Professor Dan DeGroot. So are you from UW as well? Do let me know. Okay, so where were we? So coming back to this particular course, right? So essentially, Mechanical Engineering Essentials program is an online course, just like every other course. The primary difference is that we help with project-based learning, right? So that's exactly the core skill sets or the core strength of the program. There's a lot of projects that you do, and then in general, placement assistance, we coach students and place them. Now, the primary difference is this course, we are basically partnering with AICTE, right? The Indian authority which is responsible for accrediting a lot of technical institutions, right? We're partnering with them to give this particular course. And we have a lot of enrollments. So unfortunately, we will not be able to give placement assistance for all of them, but we are going to be providing as much help as we can, right? We are going to provide as much help as we can to make sure that you finish the course, and anyone who does really well will automatically be considered for the placement process, provided you are also interested and you also, you know, respond to our messages regarding placements. Okay. Great. So in the meantime, I would basically like to introduce our support process implementation manager, Preeti. Uh, she's basically one of the moderators in the chat. Again, thanks a lot, Preeti, for working on a Sunday and helping us with this. And Preeti, it would be great if this link is shared on all the WhatsApp groups. Okay. So let me just go on to the next slide. So, I basically see that just right now there was a comment from Vinu saying that the courses are good, but the course prices are high. I think there's a lot of reasons for it, and I think you kind of asked the question at the right time when I'm on the right screen. So, we have placed around 180 students as of today. So this is probably 12 to 15 months worth of data, right? And we have helped students get $500,000 in scholarships. So what does that mean? Now think about this impact. 180 placements. We are talking about 180 mechanical engineering placements, and I think that's more than most tier two, tier one universities in India, right? And $500,000 in scholarships. So what does that mean? So when you go for higher education, right, especially in the US, you have to pay out a lot of money to study there, correct? Now, your course fee, depending upon the state in which the university is, the country in which the university is going to vary, right? Um, you can expect the tuition fees to be anywhere between, say, 15 to 20 lakhs. That's kind of the minimum now, to upwards of 45 to 50 lakhs if it's a really costly university, right? So you can actually spend a lot of money very quickly. And when you get a scholarship, what's going to happen is you're going to get the entire fees refunded to you. When I say refunded, you're not going to actually pay any fees. The tuition fee is actually waived off. And we have actually helped students get some type of a job opportunity, either as a research assistantship or a teaching assistantship, apart from this tuition fee waiver. In addition, in other words, some of the students who have taken career programs are not only paying any fees, but they're also getting paid to study, right? That's what a scholarship is. And I think we're really proud of that achievement, because a lot of these students come from really, really low economic backgrounds, right? So it's kind of like when we uplift the career of one such student, who is kind of the first graduating engineer from their family, I think their entire family bumps up, right? In the next 3 to 4 years down the line, their entire family's financial health and financial situation is going to increase tremendously. And in order to do that, you need to hire really good instructors, guys. And you need to basically provide required support. You need to provide a lot of projects, and that's why the courses are expensive at this point. You will definitely see that as more and more students join, the course basically the course price starts to drop. And with respect to mechanical engineering essentials program, that's one of the reasons why we're kind of offering this course by partnering with the AICTE, right? To basically make this available for more students. And uh, once they kind of see what SkillLync has to offer, then they will actually know that any investment that they make in skilling is going to be worth it, right? That's the whole point of it. So in terms of courses that we offer, we basically offer programming-based courses, application-based courses in pretty much any domain that you can think of: computational fluid dynamics, finite element analysis, NVH, virtual design, and so on, and manufacturing. Um, Recently, we basically started hybrid electric vehicles as well. Um, and there are a lot of in-house hybrid electric vehicle projects that are going on. And 2020, roughly after June, I think we will basically start including courses on autonomous driving as well. We have already started adding courses on ADAS, right, which is basically some advanced driver assist systems that is nowadays available in a lot of cars. All right, great. Okay. Training domains. So again, this is primarily for people who are not familiar with SkillLync. So these are roughly the domains within mechanical, aerospace, and automotive engineering where you can find courses, right? And this is kind of how the students are taking courses from us. We are basically present internationally. Students from over 20 plus countries take our courses, which again is a very proud feeling. And it's basically, the credits goes to the team and the technical support team, the content team that has made sure that each and every student learns what he deserves, right, and what he requires. And similarly, in India, we are fairly popular, and I think that's one of the reasons why I see a lot of students from different states who already are familiar with the courses. Okay, so coming back to Mechanical Engineering Essentials program, I kind of wanted to jump into what are the things that you guys would be doing, right? So first is you'll be watching classes online, right? I'm pretty sure that part is fairly figured out. And then you will be taking challenges from SkillLync. You will be finishing your projects and you will be preparing for interviews. Again, and the interview preparation stage is what might not happen to everyone. That's basically part of this particular course. Because, like I said, we are training a lot of people at the same time together. So we are going to kind of offer placement assistance only to the top performers. So now with respect to essentials programs, I kind of said earlier that it's basically an entry level or a very simple career program, right? There are more advanced career programs as well. For example, masters in hybrid electric vehicles, computational fluid dynamics masters. Again, these are all certification programs, right? We are not we don't provide degrees. These are all certification programs, but we have them in specific areas which are job leading, right? If you look at the job market, right now it's hitting a rough patch, but once the job market actually opens up, what's going to actually happen is you will see that there will be a lot of requirements for freshers who are really skilled. The reason why this happens is very simple. It's happened multiple times. Whenever the market crashes, your automotive companies, they don't want to stop, product development. They don't want to stop selling cars, right? They're not going to do that. They're going to try selling cars. They're still going to try. Well, you need to find freshers because you can pay them less, but you still want work to happen, so you make sure that they are skilled. And that's why right now is the best time to upskill yourself and learn a lot. And that is why what's happening is and that's why and that's why AICT, we are seeing this great push from AICT, and we are basically pushing these courses to all of you. And finally, there is basically something called as skill center, which is essentially a new way to help students learn a lot. So skill centers are essentially physical centers which are currently located in Chennai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. So these are skill centers. Our aim is to basically establish this in 100 metro cities. We are still long ways from that, but the whole point is to offer immersive study environment, guys. It just makes you learn a lot faster in a short period of time. So whatever your goal is, if it's higher education or if it's employability, through skill centers, it becomes much more easy. And to kind of give some details, a skill center is basically it's really cutting edge. It's better than the study environment that most top universities offers in India, and you can kind of check out some of the videos that we put on YouTube regarding this. You basically take really, really long classes and you essentially spend your time studying, but we make it very, very immersive so that it's not like typical classroom sessions. Everything is on site. We basically make sure that whatever experience that you had online is completely translated into on site. And all of this definitely leads to success, and that's why we have roughly two study centers in Chennai, Hyderabad, and Bangalore. So if that is something that you're interested, you can get in touch with us directly. And all of this, what is it resulting in? Like I said, 170, 180 plus placements. The beauty that we see is, since it's an online platform, our graduations happen on a monthly basis. So if you take a typical university, right, any university or any college that you might have studied, you will see that okay, August you basically finish your college and then you get placed, correct? But at SkillLync, it's not like that. Once you are past a particular point, once you have covered enough projects, again, it's very important. Listen to this. Once you have done enough projects on skilling, and once you have completed the course, a fair amount, we will find you, right? So it doesn't matter when you join the program. We have seen that there are students who are really, really motivated and they do the course very, very quickly. They get picked out fast. And whenever there's an interview opportunity, we send them out. Now, in the past, there have been students who complete things very slowly, right? But they never get to the point where they've done enough projects. But till they get to that point, we cannot send them out for interviews because then that becomes very hard. The recruiters are not going to like the candidates because they have not done they have not done much, and that kind of spoils the relationship, and it kind of affects the opportunities for the next skilling student who has actually done everything, right? So we try to maintain a really high expectation there so that the recruiters are really, really happy. Okay, all right. So what I'll do right now is let me quickly scroll down the comment section and see if there are any questions that I would like to answer, and then come back to this presentation. Okay. Okay, so guys, any problems that you have regarding registrations, talk to Preeti. I think she would be the best person to help out. Um, Sayanthan Day, I've already filled a form as stated in the mail, but did not get any further response. Sayanthan, again, Preeti would be the best person, uh, right? Again, so guys, there is an email ID, support@skilling.com. If you need a guaranteed response within a day, that's the best place to go. Okay, I think that's kind of yeah, I think that's kind of all the questions that I think is relevant. So let me just move on to the PPT very quickly. Okay, so guys, with respect to Essentials program, you guys are primarily going to be focusing on 5 different courses, right? So the first course is called MATLAB for mechanical engineers, Python for mechanical engineers. These are fairly fundamental courses, right? They are fundamental for a reason. Many mechanical engineers, aerospace, automotive engineers in our country do not know anything about programming, right? So that's why you kind of start with these 2 core courses. Now, there will be some familiarity between MATLAB and Python for mechanical engineers. Why is that? Well, it's fairly very simple. Because if you take MATLAB and Python, these are key programming languages that are actually used a lot. So you can actually find an organization that is into MATLAB, and you can find an organization that is extremely into Python programming, right? So learning these 2 programming languages is going to be helpful for you. And as a fresher, you don't have to kind of worry about choosing one particular programming language. You can actually learn the basics of both of them. And then once you develop an interest in programming, then choose one and kind of start mastering it slowly, right? Then once you've done this, you kind of jump into physics-based simulations. So this is where you take introductory level courses on computational fluid dynamics, finite element analysis, and multi-body dynamics. For those of you who don't know what CFD is, it's essentially simulating fluids, right? Uh, Essentially using a computer program to simulate how fluid basically bends around a corner, how it moves in a pipe, what is the pressure drop that occurs in this case, and so on. Similarly, FEA stands for finite element analysis. FEA is essentially a discretization technique, but it can be used to solve problems in structural analysis to kind of determine a whole lot of properties like, hey, I've made a design for a sidearm, when is that going to break? How many cycles will it last, right? That's called as fatigue analysis. And you can basically do much more, right? Much more with it. There are some advanced level courses that we offer as well. For example, you can actually use something called as explicit analysis, which is basically a time marching technique along with finite element analysis to understand how structures deform, right? This has great applications in areas such as crashworthiness. Then moving on to multi-body dynamics. Multi-body dynamics is the study of how bodies move. This can be rigid bodies or soft bodies. A great example would be a robotic arm, right? When you have a robotic arm, say for a welding application, you need to do something called as path planning. You need to, for example, if the robotic arms tooltip has to go from position A to B, but it has to do that 100,000 times in a repetitive manner, you can actually use multi-body dynamics to kind of understand what your joint forces and joint torques are. This helps the design engineer to make sure that the robotic arm is designed to withstand those many cycles of operation. And then once that is done, then it boils down to a control systems engineer who is typically an electrical electronics or sometimes mechanical engineer who writes computer programs for basically controlling how the robotic arm actually goes from point A to point B. All right. Okay. Now here's the thing. There are certain important points that you need to remember. Okay. There is a lot of people in your WhatsApp group. You will definitely get stuck. If this is the first time that you're taking a SkillLync course, right after college, you will see that you will get stuck a lot. That's because the assignments are pretty hard. We strongly believe in teaching you 5 things and asking you to do 7 things. Why? Um, Here's the thing, right? No one is going to teach you all the problems in life. Um, you kind of learn the fundamentals, a few basic tools and techniques, and then you start exploring on your own. The challenges essentially help you with that. Now, here's the thing. There is a great support system that we have. We are planning to do live sessions for you guys so that we can clarify your questions. But the most important thing that you need to remember is that you need to try hard before seeking for help. If you start asking questions every time you have a doubt, you are not going to learn everything. And when you're basically put in a professional environment, you're going to fail a lot and you're going to build a lot of pressure, right? So imagine that when you're working on a project at SkillLync, imagine that you are working for a company, right? Where you're working for an MNC, where your manager has given you a technical project to work on, right? You have to try a lot and then seek help only when you get completely stuck and you feel like you've done a lot of things and you're not able to figure out. Only in that position, only in that position, you will actually make use of the advice that's given to you, right? So these 3 points are really important. I want to make sure that you guys follow with this. Okay, now let's talk about getting help. Now, guys, with respect to getting help, support at skilling.com. This right here is the only guaranteed way for you guys to get help, right? If you're not making use of this channel, then you can fairly be certain that you are not going to get help. Why? Um, I'm assuming that most of you guys are in a WhatsApp group that's filled with 50 people, correct? And like I think the group was created a day before. Preeti, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is like crazy number of messages already. Correct? There are engineers who are actually going through these messages to understand and help you as much as possible. But you need to understand that it's extremely common or it's highly common for them to miss out a message, right? It's highly common for them to miss out a message and they will not be able to track and go scroll like 20 messages that you sent at 1 a.m. in the night and they will not be able to reply to you. And please don't be unreasonable. If you really want your 1 a.m. message to be replied, then create a ticket. It's very simple. Support any issues, any questions that you send to support at skilling.com, there is a guaranteed response time of 24 hours. So within 24 hours, we will definitely resolve your issues for all these courses. All right. So that being said, I think now would be a good time to go for the portal and do a demo. Okay. So let me just minimize and come back here. Okay, guys. So I believe all of you have been to courses.skilling.com. That's the site where you can actually take these courses. And then when you click on, make sure that you log in. You will be asked OTPs via emails and your phone number. Make sure that you provide them correctly. And then when you go to my dashboard, you will actually see that there are a whole lot of courses. Now, in my account, obviously there are a lot of courses that we have that are available, right? Because these are courses that we that other students take, and we have them here. In your case, the first course that's going to be available for you is called MATLAB for mechanical engineers. When you go to that course, you'll see that there are two options: videos and challenges. Always click on the videos first. So when you do that, you'll see that it again goes to a page. Just scroll down a little bit, and then you will see that there's something called as view videos. When you click on view videos on the left hand side, you will see that there are all the videos that you can watch. It's very simple. All you need to do is just click on a video, and then on the right hand side, it's just going to show up, and you can just watch it. It's basically like any platform. Now make sure that when you're watching a video, scroll under it, and you might actually get some additional information. So in this case, we are talking about MATLAB versus Octave, right? I'll talk about that a bit, but important information is always found under a video, so make sure that you pay attention. Then you have something called as challenges. Challenges is essentially assignments that you have to work on. You can see that there are several assignments, right? You have to go through each and every assignment. For example, if you click on attempt, the page will open for the assignment. The question will be posted, and all the instructions will be given, and you have to type your answers here. Now, guys, like I said, the assignments are challenging, but don't copy. If you copy, we will actually find out, and that's what you call as plagiarism, and you will end up getting 0 marks. And for those of you who are coming in through the AICTE portal, anyone who basically plagiarizes will be kicked out from the entire program. So I'll repeat that. So for example, if you copy from someone in the MATLAB course, you will not be continuing in the program anymore. We will basically give your seat to someone else. You will not be given course access to the next 4 courses. So make sure that you take this seriously. And why are we so serious about professional ethics here? It's fairly simple. You guys are all going to be engineers. You need to have like basic level of ethics that you need to follow. And when you do a project correctly, it's essentially going to go to projects.skilling.com, where you create a specific technical profile. For example, here I'm looking at a random profile. This is basically Aman Kamble. And if you look at it, he's essentially documenting the site crash analysis of a neon BIW using Radios. Radios is a solver for performing finite element analysis calculations. It's a product that's made by Altair. And he's essentially documenting this entire report, right? And not only that, if you just click on Aman's profile, you can actually see a whole lot of projects that Aman has worked on. And Aman, what he basically does is he can make use of this link, and he can make use of this link, and he can share it across hiring platforms like LinkedIn and get connected with the recruiters, and you know what, get a job based on that. So that's exactly how it works. So now let me come back to the challenges here, and go back to the challenges page and also to the videos page. Now you can see that I have roughly 25 sections, right, on the left hand side. When you join the course, you will probably see only 5 or 6 sessions. Why? The content is unlocked every 7 days, guys, because we want the course to proceed every week. So every week there's only certain amount of content you watch, because once you have watched it, you have to also work on the challenges. That's why it is placed like that. So make sure that you always you keep this in mind. If you see that you have only 7 videos, don't panic. That's because it's not been 7 days since you've joined the program. Most of you joined the program today or yesterday. So next Sunday or next Monday, you will actually see that the second week's content is automatically unlocked. Okay. So something to keep in mind. So I think that's all the things that I wanted to talk about. We were expecting definitely more people to join, but that's not bad. I think we have around 80 to 88 people, which is I think fine. So let me just go through the comment sections and see if there are any last minute questions. And if I've answered all the questions, we can end the meeting, and you know I'll leave you guys to enjoy the rest of Sunday. Okay. Sharath Kumar, we still haven't received login credentials. Sharath, most of the students have. So like Preeti has mentioned, email support@skilllync.com. Okay. So with respect to software, see guys, unfortunately, we cannot provide software access. With respect to the software, you're on your own. I believe for most of the courses, we use MATLAB. Python is free, so that you can download. MATLAB has a 30-day trial, so check that out. For SolidWorks, I think there's a student edition out there. You can try that out to finish the course. How much time will it take to complete the course? That's a great point. Any motivated student will finish the Essentials program in say 3 to 4 months, right? So that's how long it's going to take. Let me just scroll up a little bit. Okay. All right. So looks like there are not a whole lot of questions. Can pass out students study these courses? Absolutely. Monday, yes, anyone else can take these courses. Okay, great. I think we don't have that many questions. Preeti, let me know if we can end the session. That would be great. Lokeshwaran, I think 2016 you can definitely do a lot. All the tools are available. The only problem is the configuration might have changed a bit. If the button is located on the left hand side, maybe in 2016 it was located on the right hand side. Great. Rajneesh, thank you for reminding. Octave versus MATLAB, which one? So guys, first of all, understand that MATLAB is a programming language at the root of it. And when you go at an advanced level, it makes your life easy by providing a lot of toolboxes with which you can drastically reduce the amount of time in doing certain things. But when you're learning programming, the basics are again very similar. You always start with your variables. You go with operations that you can perform in variables, which is split into arithmetic operations, logical operations, relational operations, and Boolean operations, right? Once you have learned that, then you basically go to looping statements, conditionals, functions, and that's it. This is the structure that you follow for any programming course. Now, the nice thing is Octave is an open source version of MATLAB. It's not developed by MATLAB, it's developed by a different community. But any command that you type in MATLAB, 95 to 98% of the time, it's going to actually work, provided that it's not a complicated function, right? Most of the functions will have exact commands in Octave, so you can just watch the video that's written in MATLAB and follow along in Octave, but you might get stuck. But that's where there's support team, there's WhatsApp groups, there's ticketing platforms that we have, that we offer to you, and we encourage you to use whenever you have questions. All right, so Rajneesh, I hope I've answered that question. Let me know. Preeti, do you think there are any other questions that are there, or do you think I can end the session? Let me know. Does SkillLync have tie-up with companies for taking in its students? See, the tie-up doesn't make any sense, right, Kiran? It's very simple. If they have requirement, what we basically do is we send the top performing students' profiles, and that's how the students get placed. It's no magic. And if you look at it, it's very simple. Um, any company, see, no one is going to, just because I have a tie-up with an organization doesn't mean, Kiran, you're going to get placed. If you have not done the work, you're not going to get a job. If some company is telling you that it doesn't matter, just pay us and we'll get you placed, I don't think that makes sense. And you should try to stay away from those companies. I know that I've seen a lot of students take that option because that's easy, because it seems like you pay and you get a solution, but you're definitely going to suffer in the long term, and even short terms, certain bad things can happen. Okay, Rit, I'm weak in programming, so these courses can help me to get confidence in the program. Rit, of course, but please remember, if you have never done programming, it's going to be very hard. So make sure that you follow along. Do I need to register for this Mechanical Engineering Essentials program, or for free? I would. That is daily live in YouTube. So this is again. I'm not sure what your name is. Hishitosh, I believe I'm saying that correct. So Nishitosh, this course is being offered by us partnering with AICTE, right? It's a technical authority body in India, right? I'm hoping that you are from India. So if that's the case, then yes, the regular support sessions will not happen via YouTube. They are going to be happening via Zoom sessions, and links for that will be posted on the WhatsApp group. So if you want to be part of this course, there's a formal registration process that you have to follow via the AICT website. Once this live streaming is done, I will ask Preeti to put the link under the video so that you guys can register. Uh, Okay. Please elaborate about master's programs in computational fluid dynamics. Well, that's again, if you really want to focus on computational fluid dynamics where there's coding involved and where there's programming involved, that's a program that you need to take. That happens completely differently. Now, guys, if you are generally involved in a master's program, what's fundamentally different? Well, the support is far more extensive and the placement assistance is far more expensive. That's the primary difference. And also, whenever you get new content, new projects, master students, they get access to it. And if it's part of a course, they we don't charge them anything additional. We just give it to them for the cost that they've already provided. Okay, great. So guys, I think that's all the questions that I think I wanted to answer. I think I've heard most of it. So okay, great. Again, guys, with respect to AICTE, we'll provide the links at in the bottom in the description section for you to take a look at. Validity of the course. So in general, all of the courses are valid till you finish the course. And as of today, we basically don't have a limit or don't have a validity on the courses. So they are generally valid. But we do revise courses, we do revise courses. And when we revise the course, a significant bit that gets essentially transformed into a new course, at that point, you might not get access to it. So yeah, so Munit and Shakaran, you guys will have access to the course till you finish it, right? 3 months, 4 months, 6 months should not be an issue. Okay, so guys, Dinesh, Preeti will get in touch with you and she will help out. So guys, make sure that you have received an email from us with respect to the enrollment and make sure that you read through the email. If our email is in the spam folder or the promotions folder, move it to inbox because that's where majority of the communications are going to be. Any thermal related courses, absolutely. You can actually go to courses.skilling.com. We have a wide range of courses, Rith Boras. So do check it out. Fine. All right, guys. Again, wonderful chatting with all of you. Thanks you so much for taking time on a very nice Sunday. And I'll talk to you guys soon. And I hope to communicate. I hope to do this live session more frequently if enough requirement is there from your end. Okay. That being said, I'm going to end the session right now and talk to you guys soon. Bye.